Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jungle. We're in a high volatility region, otherwise known as a roller coaster ride, and we're seeing crazy action both up and down in the cryptos and energy and commodities and stocks and pretty much anything you can think of. There's really nothing that has been left alone. The dollar's been moving, bonds have been moving, so a lot of activity, and Chainlink has been standing out the most. If you've seen my recent community posts, I've been highlighting Chainlink as our lead indicator of downside sentiment. So I had this on the community post, which you can click on. If you click on community, the community tab in my channel, but I have this red circle showing where we actually broke our major support. And when I say major support, it's really not a major support, but it is the official invalidation of the bullish pattern that we had in place, where we had orange, 1, 2, 3. We're looking for a fourth wave dip and a fifth wave. That is now dead. Now, don't freak out or panic. That doesn't mean that we don't have a rally coming in the future. We're going to go over that later in the video. But at least in the short term, it looks like we have that lower low on its way. So when we look back at February 24th, that was the low for Chainlink, as well as the majority of altcoins. There's a few coins that had their lows on January 24th, specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ethereum Classic, if I recall correctly. And some of the coins had a double bottom. Regardless, that is where I get my support line. And well, I noticed Chainlink breaking this first because I had an alert set, but Chainlink was actually not the only coin that did this. As a matter of fact, Polygon broke its support a couple of days ahead of Chainlink. So had I been watching this one, I would have known much earlier. And well, we're well underway here. We might already have our third wave done for our, for the C wave for Polygon specifically. And finally, SHIB came very close. It actually broke its February 24th low. Although it did not break the low that it hit on January 22nd, actually. So it's following a little bit of its own pattern, but I basically count this as also having broken its pattern. So I keep getting comments. Who cares about Chainlink? No one cares. You think that's a leading crypto? Of course, Chainlink's going to die because it's a crappy cryptocurrency, blah, 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 blah. You guys should know by now, if you follow my channel, all the cryptos follow the same sentiment. If Chainlink sucks and all the other cryptos fell, does that mean that the other cryptos suck too? Does that mean the whole stock market sucks? Critical thinking, guys. So this is what we're looking at here. We're in the third wave down. We're looking at possibly a target as low as the $7 range, again on the linear chart, based on a very shallow and non-standard second wave. And we have our ultimate low pointing at somewhere in the $5 range. This does fall in alignment with what we're seeing in the big picture logarithmic chart. This is the daily chart, daily view, and our box is based on an A, B, and the C wave, with the C wave having some equivalence with the A wave. That tells us that our 1-to-1 ratio would get us down to about the $8 range. And when you consider that these things can extend a little bit, we could go a bit lower. So if you look at the Fibonacci here, you got the A wave, B wave. If we build the extension off, the top of the box is at 971. We could, in theory, go as low as $4. That's the 1.61 extension, but you typically wouldn't see us go past the 1.32 extension. And well, there's support there. There's a lot of reasons why I don't see us going anywhere past the bottom of the box. As a matter of fact, I can't see us going too far into the box. So that's where we're standing short term. When we're looking at this, I would expect some more follow through. And as I hinted earlier, because we've seen this in Chainlink, as well as Polygon and SHIB, and we've had other coins get very close to their supports. We actually had quite a down day. I think we're down 9-10% across different cryptos. It is giving us a lot of signs that we have that lower low coming. Now, we've had similar action in the equity space. This is the Dow, specifically Dow Jones Industrial Average, the daytime, not the futures view. It's just the overall stock market in general. And the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, they're all following the same pattern, in which we look like we had 3 waves up with a fourth and a fifth coming. But then we had a sharp pullback, and the pullback looks impulsive. So there is a chance that we are done with our pullback. There's a divergence in the MACD, but there's also a chance that this is a 1-2. So basically that this is a first wave, second wave bounce coming. If we see a little higher tomorrow, and we would have the flush coming relatively soon. So where does that leave us with Chainlink? Once again, it looks like we're poised to hit at least the top of that box. However, that doesn't mean all hope is lost. We could turn on relatively quickly. And how would that affect your trading? Well, I keep reiterating over and over, do not panic sell. If you were planning to take some profit, you could have done that over the past few days or weeks. At this point, I find that it was probably a better idea to hold through the crash I know there's a lot of panic. A lot of people are angry that the cryptos are crashing, that the analysis was wrong or whatever. Guys, we're closer to the bottom than we are to the top. This is the time to start thinking about buying, because this is how it feels when all the bear sentiment is being exhausted. Look at our MACD right here. That divergence is still looking pretty good. And the way we're coming down, there's a lot of whipsaw in the action. We're not having these steep drops or anything. That could be enough to keep the MACD from winding out too much. So we're having all sorts of signs that we're getting very close to the bottom. And like I said, there is a chance that we don't get the lower low in equities. It's we're kind of in a no man's land, as I mentioned in the overall cryptos update. I know today's pullback kind of cast a pretty sharp blow to the hope of an immediate rally. But if this thing turns around, we do not want to fight with it, because we've been oversold as heck. I mean, we've been oversold for 2-3 months now. So when this thing turns, it's going to turn really freaking hard. Last thing I'd like to point out is that I actually discovered that our Bitcoin miners have given us a pretty clean outlook, a pretty good pattern overall, big picture. So when you look at this thing, we got our third wave top in the spring of 2021, topped a little bit earlier than most of the cryptos. And well, if anything, this clearly looks like we're very close to a bottom. Riot specifically went a little lower than ideal, but I explained the details in the community post. But it looks like we've hit just about the 1.236 extension almost. So we may have a little bit lower to go. Maybe we make it to the 1.32 extension. I can't see us going too much further than we already have. And when we look at Marathon Holdings, which is another crypto blockchain, Bitcoin mining, all the above company, another ticker, same kind of thing. We have an expanded flat. We've come more than low enough to finish our crash. So we may have a little nominally lower to go. We could go down as far as 1134. We're sitting at about 1590 at the moment. So again, we are closer to the bottom than we are to the top. We have a lot of headroom. These are logarithmic charts. If we're sitting at, let's say we bottom around $11, $12, this target is looking at over $200. You heard that right, 164 to 200 plus. This is non-leveraged stuff. So if the miners go that high, well, that's a very good sign for our coins. So subscribe so that you don't miss my updates for the coming days. I'm going to be putting out more community posts because I can get those out much quicker than I can get videos out. And if you enjoyed my video, don't forget to give me a like. Till next time, thank you for watching and happy trading.